Hey church, this is Emily Lawson. This week's topic for Fox Valley Church on Mission is sharing the gospel with someone who isn't interested or keeps rejecting the gospel or rejecting Christ. And I unfortunately have a lot of experience in this area. One of our dear friends has rejected Christ, for as long as I've known her. I've been friends with her for over 10 years and gone through seasons of really pleading with the Lord for her salvation, gone through seasons of direct conversation with her, and she keeps rejecting Christ. And there are seasons, I will say, that I've been very grieved over this, and other seasons that I'm not as white hot on fire. I will say, when my dad died, the day after my dad died, I thought, all right, Lord, this is what you're doing. You're going to use my dad's death to bring my friend to Christ. And that set me up for more disappointment than I was prepared for. That it was not the wake-up call that I thought it would be in her life. And that I had to wrestle with in my own life of what's the purpose of my dad's death if you didn't use it to bring my friend to Christ. But one piece of advice I will share about sharing the gospel with people when they continue to reject Christ is that you continue to be faithful to the opportunities God gives you to talk with them. You continue to be faithful in your prayer life for them. I heard a story, it was about George Mueller, and he prayed fervently and faithfully for a couple men for their salvation for a significant portion of their life, and they just were not, it just seemed fruitless. And someone asked him, why do you keep praying for them? And he said, the Lord has kept them on my heart, so I'm going to keep praying for them. And they came to Christ after George Mueller passed away and went to be with the Lord. And that is just a call to keep persevering in your prayer life, to keep remembering it's the Lord who does the heavy lifting in evangelism. It is not up to us and our winsome words to persuade someone to accept this as truth. You need to pray that the Lord would remove the scales from their eyes. You need to pray that the enemy would release his bondage of them, that the Lord would bring them from darkness into light. It is a spiritual war that we are waging for these people who keep rejecting Christ. And I'll just share one quick other example. I had a friend recently, a different friend, who I really felt the Lord brought us together for this season, and she seemed hungry, but the truth of the matter was she seemed desperate. There was a situation in her life that just seemed desperate, and I just threw out the window any common casualties of being calm and slow about it, and I just said, hey, this is important to me. This is what I base my life off of, and you're at this point right now where you have a decision to make. Yes or no? Do you want to do this? And she said no. She said she was too busy for it, and I was grieved over that. I was really grieved over that. I actually had to have Carol pray for me. I was so grieved over her choice to reject Christ. But as I'm telling you this, I'm preaching to myself to remember to be faithful in prayer and to be faithful to the opportunities. And that's all we can really do. It is the Lord who will save. We have a message of hope, and it is not our decision whether people want to accept it or not.